Well, it was a pretty tough day today. Only day two, but I could really feel it. The weather was a bit inclement. Thunder, lightning, hail, rain, hard. Quite a bit of wind. And so I did 40k, which is, I think, pretty good going in that. But if the weather stays like that, I'm going to be struggling to keep that up. And it looks even worse tomorrow, so I think a shorter day might be in the offing.
On the summit of Triglav, pretty exciting. Did a bit of water, snow on, and a crack of thunder at the top, and it hailed. And it's windy, as you can see, so it was pretty wet. So yeah, glad to get here.
Well, this is my palace for the night. I thought there was a winter room here, but unfortunately not. So as you can see, this is the end of the chairlift actually, and so at least it's dry, if not warm. And I've got soaking wet things, but at least it stopped raining, and managed to get. There's a tap outside, so I can get some water, which is great. Not sure if I can drink it, but well, give it a go. So you can see my things drying on the chairlift wire. Very good. And there's the chairlift outside. Now it's stopped raining, it's quite nice. So this is the sum total of my tea, which is bread from breakfast with a bit of butter on, that's it, and a bit of malt loaf, after having nothing but bars today. Well, this was a interesting via ferrata. As you can see, it's dank and it's quite steep, and up there to the top of Razor, and my gloves with the wet wire just wouldn't grip at all. I just couldn't grip the rope, the wire, so it was quite exciting. I was glad I had the kit on. Well, I look a bit incongruous here at the sort of duty-free at the Austrian border, coming in with all my soaking wet stuff while everybody else is pristine from their cars. So this is me at the Dreilander Ecke, which is the corner of three countries, Slovenia, Italy and Austria. And I'm now going to continue. I'm going to leave Slovenia in its rain, hopefully, and continue along the border between Austria and Italy.
Well, here I am in my bivvy. It's quite cosy in here actually. It's in the cloud in a alpine sort of pasture with cows outside, but I'm actually sort of camping outside somebody's house in the garden, but there's nobody here, so don't think they're going to mind. Anyway, there's cow pats here, so I'm going to leave less than the cows. Hard day again. Rain virtually all day. I've had 11 hours from 9:15 to 8:15. Rained pretty hard in the afternoon. I was absolutely knackered later on, but the most notable thing was when I came into contact with civilization, the contrast between me, sort of absolutely soaked, everything just streaming with water, probably a bit smelly, and then when I went into this shop at the border with Austria and Slovenia, there are, like, you know, just people perfectly presented with their perfume and stuff on, and then there was me. I just felt so out of place. I was just keen to get back on the mountain, and it was a bit like that coming into the next town. I just couldn't find anywhere to eat, and which was a bit of a disappointment. And all I could do was go to a garage. Couldn't find any gas, so just had this rather self-service cup of hot chocolate and a rather insipid sandwich, which I took up the hill, and that was my tea with Angel Delight. And then it poured with rain, so it was a pretty testing end to the day, but now I'm happy enough here. I've got a cough and a sore throat. It's got to be from just being, you know, soaked to the skin a few times and just having to stick it out. I think it's one of the things about going lightweight is that I can't afford to put my jumper on when I feel a bit cold, because I don't want to get that wet. I've got to keep it nice and dry. But anyway, all's well that ends well. Well, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. It's cold and miserable outside. It was pretty cold in here. I woke up with a cold. Everything's damp. It's still raining in the night. Bit of wind. Still cloudy, can't see anything. And I've got to say, the prospect of a 27-mile walk currently doesn't seem very appealing. Well, I've got to this nice sunny spot. The only thing is, the hut that I was told was open is shut. And I've been going 12 hours, after about 2 hours sleep. And I've done almost 40k, but I've got to go over another hill to get to another place, and hopefully they'll have somewhere. I'm shattered.
I'm sheltering under a tree because I've been bombarded, or I was, by the biggest hailstones I've ever come across. It actually was really hurting my head and just could hardly, I had to get under a tree. Desperate. See down here, there's the hailstones, absolutely enormous. So these were the hailstones. They're incredibly vicious. I mean, I needed to put my helmet on. I had to get under a tree. Never experienced anything like it. So here's the result of the hail. It's incredible. If I hadn't come for a tree, I'd definitely put my helmet on. Now the sun's trying to come out. Beautiful weather. Sheltering under a tree at the moment because didn't fancy getting stuck in the hail again, although it just seems to be heavy rain now. We're getting the storm. I had a thunder and I could just about phone the hut. They could hardly hear me because of the sound of the thunder. It's going away a bit now, you can just hear it. Not much lightning anyway. It's going to be a nice 2-hour plod to the hut in this. And I'll be out of the trees soon. The weather's truly awful. Bit of a break in the rain anyway. In between I've had lots of thunder. It's just rolling around the mountains, although it seems to have gone for a bit. Be a slog up here. Well, you can see what it's like this morning. It's snowing. Top of the Colin Kofel, and I was going to go over there, but route finding looks really dodgy. There's no marks, looks really scrappy and treacherous, so I think I'll give that a miss. Sometimes discretion does play the better part of valour. Well, I carried on actually. It's not quite as bad as it looks, but it's really intimidating sort of place. Bit of an echo here. That's where I'm going, up the Kellerspitze. It's not snowed any harder anyway. It's quite hard to find the way at times. So here I go. Here I am on top of the Kellerspitze, and that was quite an intimidating climb up. It wasn't that difficult actually, apart from avoiding where the bits of hard snow had covered the route, and that was the most difficult bit. And it's also very loose, and of course it's snowing. But yeah, glad to be here. Now all I've got to do is get down. So as you can see, the weather has not improved. In fact, it's pretty manky. Sleet and snow. Yuck. Going across the crest of a nice ridge, just been up a little ferrata. It's a lovely little ridge. Late in the day, so I'm quite tired. Well, this is something else. We're on the Via Ferrata, and you see the chain, and then up there I have to go into that hole, which is an old wartime tunnel. That was the exit from the tunnel. Now I'm going up the wire, up a ladder, up here. let's go. Good view, just coming up. Right in and dark tunnel. It's quite dark. I've got my torch. Nice axe at the roof. There is light at the end of the tunnel. Nice axe keeps catching the roof. Amazing place this. There's the next one over there. God, it is dark. Wire. Could definitely do with a torch. It is dark. Go switch this off. Oh. There's two people who are a bit more sensible that brought torches up here. I couldn't see anything at all. I forgot I didn't bring a torch. Well, it's coming up 10 o'clock. It took me 11.5 hours to get here. It's a tiny little bivvy in a circle. I'll be just sleeping on the floor. There's no water, but I had my meal on the way up. It was absolutely knackering today. It's hot, in the 30s. Rucksack was far too heavy. And I just laboured, lost the path a couple of times in the forest. It wasn't well waymarked. 2,700 metres of ascent to get here, so nearly all in one go, which is, in that heat, was hard. Amazing on the summit ridge to get here in the evening. Lovely light, makes it all worthwhile, but I'm ready for bed. Well, it's an idyllic spot, but unfortunately today I just feel completely and utterly knackered. I think yesterday just took too much out of me, got there too late. Don't sleep that well in a tiny little bivvy hut on a mat. Just had my breakfast. I mean, what should have taken me an hour and a half to get here took me 2 hours and 10 minutes. I mean, it was really slow. I just feel completely done in for today. I'm just going to have to see how far I get, but I have to say it's a trial today, even when the weather's like this. So I might have to take a rest day or something easy tomorrow, because my leg's hurting as well. So I have to go really slow downhill, which just slows it up even more. So I'm suffering today. Listen to that. After the travails of yesterday, this is just pure heaven. So for me, this right now is what it's all about. It's a lovely wild place, nobody around, wonderful flowers coming up, with streams just flowing out of the snow, animals around, the young deer and other things. The flowers are incredible, sun's still shining at 7 o'clock, and I've got the privilege of sleeping here. What a place. This is the view from my bivvy. I'm literally lying on a pile of stones. I stopped before the bit of snow because you get a cold effect, a cold draft coming down from the snow, so I stopped before that. I'm about 300 metres below the mountain, about 150 metres I think here. So I'm expected to be quite cold, but at the moment it feels pretty warm.